For every cartoon redesign that made fans say, this is somehow even better than the original, there's one that made them question everything they thought they knew about good character design. Starting with what might be the most controversial makeover in animation history, Sonic the Hedgehog's movie design. When the first Sonic trailer dropped in April 2019, the internet collectively lost its mind.
Meow? Look at this! I took 9 million steps today.
The redesigned Sonic looked less like the beloved video game character and more like a blue nightmare fuel creature that belonged in a horror movie. The tiny eyes, human-like teeth, and realistic fur texture created an uncanny valley effect that haunted viewers' dreams. Twitter exploded with memes and genuine horror at what they'd done to the blue blur. But then something unprecedented happened. The backlash was so intense and universal that Paramount Pictures did something Hollywood studios almost never do. They listened. Director Jeff Fowler announced they were delaying the movie to completely redesign Sonic. The redesigned Sonic that appeared in the final movie was a complete 180. Bigger eyes, proper gloves, and a design that actually looked like Sonic instead of his distant, disturbing cousin. Fans went from outrage to celebration. They actually fixed it. Hollywood listened to fans for once. The movie became a massive success, proving that sometimes admitting you got it wrong and starting over is the best possible decision. Mindy Kaling's Velma series didn't just change the character's appearance, it fundamentally altered everything that made Velma Dinkley beloved. Gone was the sweet, intelligent mystery solver, replaced by a cynical, mean-spirited character who barely resembled the original. The visual redesign was the least of its problems, but it symbolized the show's complete misunderstanding of the source material.
She has no brain! Oh, I'm not dissing her, she has no brain! And it starts with a murder.
Fans weren't just upset about the race swapping, they were furious about the personality assassination. Comments poured in like, this isn't Velma, this is a completely different character wearing Velma's name. And they took one of the most positive, smart characters in cartoons and made her insufferable. The show became one of the most negatively reviewed series on HBO Max, proving that redesigns fail when they abandon what made characters lovable in the first place. But abandoning beloved elements isn't always a death sentence, as proved by Steven Universe's incredible character evolution. Rebecca Sugar's decision to gradually age and redesign Steven throughout the series created one of animation's most natural character progressions. From the chubby, innocent child in Season 1 to the taller, more mature teenager in Future, Steven's design changes reflected his emotional growth.
I can make a plan. You can make it different. You can make it right. You can make it ever. Starting with tonight. Listen to me, Spinel. I understand. After everything you've been through, you must be in a lot of pain.
Each redesign felt earned and meaningful, never arbitrary or shocking. The subtle changes, slightly longer hair, different proportions, more mature clothing, told the story of growing up without words. Fans celebrated each evolution. Watching Steven grow up felt like watching a real person mature. What made Steven's redesigns brilliant was their purpose. Every change served the story and character development, creating a visual timeline of Steven's journey from child to young adult. However, serving the story is exactly what Teen Titans Go forgot when they completely transformed the beloved Teen Titan characters. The 2013 reboot didn't just change the art style, it fundamentally altered the characters' personalities and relationships.
And came here to ponder the universe.
Ha! I told you!
And I just want a cracker. Any cracker will do.
Is it just me or is it crazy dry in here?
Like that would ever happen.
Robin went from a competent leader to an incompetent joke. Starfire became a Valley Girl stereotype, and Raven lost all her mysterious depth. The simplified art style reflected the simplified characterizations that stripped away everything fans loved. The backlash was immediate and sustained. They took complex, interesting characters and turned them into one-dimensional jokes. And this feels like a parody of Teen Titans, not an actual Teen Titans show. The redesign symbolized the show's complete tonal shift from action-adventure with heart to random comedy without substance. Fans felt betrayed by the transformation of their beloved heroes. But transformation can be beautiful when done with respect and understanding, as demonstrated by She-Ra in the Princess of Power's complete reimagining of the 1980s characters. Noelle Stevenson's redesigns were radical departures from the original She-Ra, but they worked because they enhanced rather than diminished the characters. Adora became more athletic and practical. Catra gained complexity and depth. The new designs prioritized personality and functionality over the original's focus on being conventionally attractive. Each character looked unique and served the story. From Glimmer's punk rock energy to Bao's tech-savvy appearance, fans embrace the changes. These designs make the characters feel like real people instead of generic fantasy figures, and they kept the essence of who these characters are while making them so much better. She-Ra proved that complete redesigns can work when they're driven by understanding the character's core traits and enhancing them rather than replacing them. But understanding core traits was apparently optional for the characters of ThunderCats Roar, whose 2020 redesign of the classic 1980s series sparked immediate controversy among longtime fans. The shift from detailed, serious character designs to simplified, cartoonish versions felt like a betrayal to fans who grew up with the original epic scope and dramatic storytelling. Lion-O went from a noble warrior to what looked like a Cartoon Network comedy character. The art style wasn't inherently bad, but it signaled a complete tonal shift that many fans couldn't accept. Comments flooded in. They turned an epic space opera into a Saturday morning kids show. And this looks like a Teen Titans Go parody of ThunderCats. The redesigns became symbols of modern animation's tendency to simplify and comedify everything, whether it fits the source material or not. However, simplification can work brilliantly when it serves a purpose, as shown by Samurai Jack's Season 5 redesign. After 13 years, Genndy Tartakovsky brought back Jack with subtle but meaningful visual changes. Older, bearded, and wearing different clothing, Jack's new design immediately communicated that time had passed and taken its toll. The slight changes to his build and posture told the story of decades of fighting without a single word of exposition. The redesign enhanced the character's story rather than changing it arbitrarily. Fans appreciated the thoughtful approach. You can see the weariness in his design. This is how you show character growth visually. Jack's Season 5 look proved that even minimal redesigns can be powerful when they're motivated by story and character development. Story motivation was completely absent from the Ben 10 reboot's design disaster. The 2016 reboot took the beloved alien hero and transformed him into a generic Cartoon Network protagonist, losing all the unique elements that made him special. Ben went from a cocky but capable hero to an annoying child, and his alien forms were simplified to the point of being barely recognizable. Forearms looked like a basic action figure instead of a powerful alien warrior. The Omnitrix lost its iconic design, and even Ben's signature green jacket was changed for no apparent reason. Fans were baffled. They fixed things that weren't broken and broke things that were already working perfectly. The redesigns felt arbitrary and corporate, as if focus groups had determined that everything needed to be more appealing to kids, without understanding what already appealed to them. But appealing to kids while respecting the source material is exactly what DuckTales 2017 accomplished with their masterful character updates. The reboot took classic Disney characters and made them fresh while honoring their history. Scrooge McDuck retained his iconic silhouette, but gained more expressive features and dynamic animation. The nephews finally became distinct individuals, with unique personalities reflected in their designs and voices. Donald Duck's redesign was particularly brilliant, making him more involved in adventures while keeping his classic look and temperament. Even new characters like Webby felt like natural additions to the DuckTales world. Fans old and new celebrated the approach. This is how you update classics. Keep what works, fix what doesn't, and add new elements that enhance the original vision. The DuckTales reboot proved that successful redesigns require understanding why the originals worked before attempting to improve them. Understanding the originals was clearly not a priority for the Powerpuff Girls reboot, which managed to strip away everything that made the original designs iconic. The 2016 reboot character models look cheaper and less dynamic than the 1998 originals. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup lost their distinctive silhouettes and became generic cartoon girls. The Professor's redesign was particularly jarring, changing him from a loving father figure to someone who looked like a completely different character. The animation quality dropped significantly, making the girls look stiff and lifeless compared to their original energetic selves. Fans were devastated. They took perfect character designs and made them worse in every possible way. The Powerpuff Girls reboot became a cautionary tale about what happens when you mess with perfection without understanding what made it perfect. But perfection can even be achieved when starting from scratch, as demonstrated by Gravity Falls' absolutely flawless character designs. Alex Hirsch created characters that felt both timeless and completely original. Dipper and Mabel's designs perfectly captured their personalities. Dipper's serious nature reflected in his subdued colors, and Mabel's exuberance shone through her bright sweaters and energetic poses. Every character from Grunkle Stan to Bill Cipher had distinctive silhouettes and memorable features that made them instantly recognizable. The designs worked in both comedic and dramatic moments. Fans praised the consistency and creativity. Every character in Gravity Falls looks like they belong in that world while being completely unique. And these designs are so perfect, they feel like they've existed forever. Gravity Falls proved that great character design isn't about following trends or focus group feedback. It's about creating visuals that serve the story and characters perfectly. The ultimate lesson from these redesigned successes and failures is clear. Changes work when they enhance the character and story, and fail when they prioritize style over substance, or try to fix what wasn't broken. Whether it's Sonic's redemption arc, Steven Universe's natural evolution, or She-Ra's brilliant reimagining, the best redesigns understand that characters are more than just their appearance. They're the sum of their personality, relationships, and story function. Which cartoon redesign made you want to write angry letters to the animation studio? And which one surprised you by actually improving on the original? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because apparently no cartoon design is safe from getting a makeover eventually.